What if the reason you feel behind has nothing to do with how hard you work, and everything to do with what you are silently trading your hours for? Most people earning under $60,000 a year are not underpaid. They are undervaluing the one thing no salary can replace. There is a principle Marcus Aurelius returned to every single day, a specific way of measuring life that the wealthy understand and the struggling never learn. When you see it, the way you spend every hour will change permanently. Asterisk before this video ends. You will know the exact name of the invisible trade you have been making with your hours, the one that feels like effort but functions like surrender, and the single principle that breaks it permanently. Asterisk the invisible trade has a name. It is called our blindness, not laziness, not lack of ambition, something far more precise. Our blindness is the condition of spending time without ever measuring what you received in return. It is the financial illiteracy of the clock, and it is the single most expensive habit most people will never be diagnosed with. Here is what it looks like on an ordinary Wednesday. You finish work at 6 p.m. You are tired, genuinely tired. You sit down. You tell yourself you have earned the rest. 2 hours pass, not in sleep, not in recovery, in consumption, content, conversation, distraction, things that felt like rest but produced nothing. No income, no skill, no relationship deepened, no decision made. At 8 p.m. you look up and feel vaguely behind. You cannot name why. You go to bed. You wake up and repeat it. From the inside, this feels completely reasonable. You won't. You deserve downtime. The hours between 6 and 10 p.m. feel like yours. Unclaimed, unstructured, free. That feeling of freedom is the trap, because those 4 hours are not free. They are the most expensive hours in your entire day. They are the only hours where no employer owns your attention, where no obligation governs your output, where you, and only you, decide what your time builds, and most people spend them building nothing. The financial calculation is not theoretical. 4 hours per evening, 5 days per week, equals 1,040 hours per year of discretionary time. If a person earning $50,000 annually spends even 500 of those hours building a secondary income stream, learning a monetizable skill, building an audience, developing a product, the compounding effect over 3 years does not produce a side income. It produces a financial reality that the 9-to-5 alone cannot reach in a decade. The hours were always there. The awareness of what they were worth was not. This is what nobody is willing to say to you. Asterisk let us be exact about what our blindness costs, not in feeling, but in numbers. The average person between 22 and 35 will spend approximately 18,000 hours in discretionary evening and weekend time. Hours that belong entirely to them. Hours with no manager, no deadline, no external accountability. Of those 18,000 hours, research on time use consistently shows that the majority, often exceeding 70%, are spent in passive consumption, television, social media, content that entertains without compounding. That is 12,600 hours, gone, not stolen, voluntarily handed over to screens and platforms that convert your attention into revenue for someone else, while producing zero return for you. Now run the contrast. A person at 35 who spent those same hours, not all of them, not even most of them, but just 15% of their discretionary time building something, learning something, compounding something, arrives at 40 in an entirely different financial position. Not because they were more talented, not because they were more disciplined in every area, because they understood, at a foundational level, what their hours were actually worth, and they refused to spend them at a discount. Marcus Aurelius held a belief about this that most people in his position never considered. He was the most powerful man in the world. He could have spent any hour any way he chose. He chose instead to account for each one, not obsessively, deliberately. He understood that time was the only resource that, once spent, returned nothing, no interest, no refund, no second chance, and he treated it accordingly. not as a philosopher reflecting on mortality, as a man making daily decisions about where his attention would go and what it would build. If nobody has ever explained it to you this way before, this channel exists for exactly that reason. Stay with me. Here is what makes our blindness so difficult to break. It does not feel like a loss, it feels like relief. After a long day, the decision to switch off feels earned. It feels human, and it is human. The instinct toward rest is real and it matters. But there is a difference between rest that restores and consumption that numbs. Most people have stopped knowing the difference because they have practiced the numbing for so long that it now feels like rest. You are not recharging, you are draining slowly. And the account you are draining is the one that was supposed to fund your freedom. 5 years of this costs you more than any salary increase ever gives back, because the salary increase fills the account. Our blindness empties it before you can count what arrived. You feel behind because you are behind, and the gap is not measured in income. It is measured in hours that are gone and cannot be recalled. Most people stop exactly here. That is the entire problem. Asterisk, there is one change, not a productivity system, not a schedule overhaul. One reorientation that breaks our blindness at the root. Begin assigning your hours before you spend them. Not every hour, not with military precision. 1 hour, designated the night before, with a single declared purpose, not a task list, a declaration. This hour tomorrow evening belongs to something that builds. You name it before you sit down. You sit down knowing what you are there to do, and when the hour ends, you account for it, not with guilt, with clarity. Did this hour build something? Yes or no? Marcus Aurelius did not theorize about time. He accounted for it in writing. Every evening, before sleep, the practice was not journaling in the modern sense of processing emotions. It was a ledger. What did today cost? What did it return? Where was attention lost to things that did not serve the life he was building? He was, in the most practical sense, conducting a daily audit of his most finite asset. And the discipline was not punishing, it was clarifying. Because when you see exactly where your hours went, you cannot unsee it. And once you cannot unsee it, the careless spending stops. You do not need to write meditations. You need 60 seconds the night before and 60 seconds the night after. 1 minute to declare the hour, 1 minute to account for it. That is the entire practice. Not a course, not a coach. A 2-minute daily audit of the one resource that is always running out. The tone of everything changes here. Because when you begin to see your hours as currency, real, finite, irreplaceable currency, the way you spend them shifts without force. You do not white-knuckle your way through the evening. You simply stop spending at a price you can no longer justify. The hour that used to disappear into a screen now has a name. Unnamed hours do not vanish the same way unnamed ones do. This is not discipline. This is accounting. And accounting does not require willpower. It requires vision. The moment you can see what something costs you, the decision changes on its own. If you want to go deeper, I have linked the copy of Meditations I personally reference in the description below. The Gregory Hayes translation is the most readable modern version. The wealthy do not have more hours than you. They have a different relationship with the ones they have. That relationship is learnable. It begins tonight, with 1 hour, and one question. What will this build? You are spending your life, right now, this hour, today. That has not changed. What has changed is that you now know what the transaction is. You are not simply passing time. You are exchanging the only currency that cannot be reprinted for something. And for most people, for most of their adult life, that something has been comfort, distraction, and the quiet avoidance of the discomfort that building something real always requires. Our blindness is not a character flaw. It is a condition, learned, practiced, and deeply normalized by a world that profits from your passive attention. You are not warned about it. You are not taught to see it. Most of the people around you are living inside it right now and calling it a life. You are no longer one of them. The principle Marcus Aurelius returned to every single day was not a philosophical concept. It was a practical discipline. Account for your time as if it is the only thing you truly own, because it is. Everything else can be rebuilt. A lost hour cannot. The wall sentence is this: you do not find time, you assign it, and what you assign it to is what your life becomes. When you account honestly for how you spent the last 3 evenings, not how you plan to spend them, but how you actually spent them, what did those hours build? Write it below, not as confession, as data. Because the first step to spending your hours differently is seeing clearly what you have been spending them on. Marcus Aurelius did not write Meditations for the world. He wrote it for himself. A private reminder to stay sharp, stay disciplined, and never become comfortable. If this video found you today, it was not by accident. The question is what you do next. I am Ghost Millionaire, and I will see you in the next one.